What an intro. Let's smash the like button to 500 likes on this Virgin Galactic Fridays, even though the last couple of days were pretty hard for most investors. I will tell you in this episode why you shouldn't worry at all. And we're talking about that. So we will talk about why the stock is falling and why you shouldn't be worried, okay? With some insights of the greatest investors of all time. So really stay tuned till the very end of this episode, because we then diving into the performance of space, and finally we will look into the stock chart. If we see any kind of movements that will indicate where Virgin Galactic is going in the next couple of months and weeks. So without further ado, let's move into the vlog. Oh, one more thing. Follow me on Instagram. Guys, I'm posting there lots and lots of content. I let you ask me questions and answer them. So if you want to have more about me and, my little wisdom and on everyday basis, then make sure to follow me there. But now let's dive in. So the last couple of days, the sell-off, right, over the Monday was great, Tuesday was horrific, and Wednesday was even worse, right? It just keep falling like a stone. And before I'm saying anything, let's go into wisdom. I like to go into this very successful guys in the stock market, Peter Lynch, Warren Buffett, and so on. And here's actually what Warren Buffett says about falling stocks, about, day-to-day price actions and so on. Here we go.
I never know what markets are going to do. There's never been a time in my life when I know what markets are going to do over a long period of time. They're going to go up. But in terms of what's going to happen in a day or a week or a month or a year even, I've never felt that I knew it, and I've never felt that was important. I will say that in 10 or 20 or 30 years, I think stocks will be a lot higher than they are now.
I know you look at things like that, but I also know that you look at stocks and try to decide if they're fairly valued, if they're overvalued, if they're looking cheap at this point. And we have been waiting for a correction for an awfully long time. That's finally come. Do stocks look cheaper to you, just based on where we've come?
Well, anytime stocks go down, as far as I'm concerned, I like it because I'm a net buyer of stocks. I've been buying stocks since I was 11 years old. So when stocks go down, it's good news. Just like when hamburgers go down, it's good news, or Coca-Cola goes down, it's good news in terms of anything I buy. But stocks are going to go down. You could probably look it up as to what percent of the days, since I was born, they've gone down, and maybe it'd be 30% or something like that. And you can't predict what stocks will do, but in the short run. But you can predict that American business will do well over time. And just take the 20th century. Stocks went from 66, the Dow average, 66 to 11,497, and you were getting 3 times as much in dividends as the whole average was selling for at the start. And you had 2 world wars, and you had a Great Depression, flu epidemics, all kinds of things. American business will do fine over time, and if you own a piece of it, and if you don't beat yourself, the only person that can cause you to get a bad result in stocks is yourself.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's the biggest problem, is trying to fight yourself in some of these situations.
Yeah.
Have you been buying more stocks lately just because prices have come down? Have you upped your percentages and other things just
We're
because?
almost always a buyer of stocks. So we have bought more stocks since the end of the year. But we earned 17 and a fraction billion last year, and we had our float go up 4 billion, which is additional money available. And so we're almost always a buyer of stocks, and we're a more aggressive buyer when they're going down. I mean, I feel much better when they're going down, but it's hard to think of very many months when we haven't been a net buyer of stocks.
So as you can see, he's not worried at all, and you should be neither, because I'm always thinking, if you bought a stock, let's say on the worst possible timing, which was intraday all-time high somewhere around $60, $62, okay? Now the stock goes down, and you bought because you like the company when they did their, almost successful test flight in February 2021, all right? The stock was breaking out just before the test flight that was then delayed. Now, they not only made the test flight, they also did further test flights, they are building the next spaceship, and so on and so forth. So, if now the stock is 26, you must love it, right? You bought something and now it's more than 60% discount and you are complaining. Why? Tell me why. There's no reason for that, okay? You should be happy. I was very happy. I am very happy because I can load more stocks for less price, because I know then in a couple of years, when they have full operations, maybe in 3-4 years, the stock will be in the multiple 100s. And I will make so much money, and I will be still young. You will be young. We can be young together and very wealthy together. So there is actually, this short-term thinking that is really, really fighting, with your ego against this very logical approach of buying stocks every single month. And if it's going down, you're happy. If it's going up, it should be go up as late as possible, because as more money you can build into this position in the low number, as more you will make money in a couple of years. Okay, so with that said, let's have a look what actually space stock did. So this looks not great, right? I mean, the first couple of days of the new week looked great. I mean, Monday looked great. We gained almost 4%, something around that. Also the days before this week, Thursday and Friday looked fantastic, because, just in 3 trading days, we gained about 14%. This was due to the great earnings, to the great quarter, to the great information we got, and a clear pathway where we are going over the next couple of months. Now, then there was actually the downgrade. First, it was a downgrade on Tuesday, and then we had another downgrade by Morgan Stanley, because they just saying, okay, there's still a lots and lots of, let's say, kind of time until they do point-to-point travel, until the commercial operation will start. So all of these reasons, they took to say the stock is actually should be valued around 10. Okay, which is nonsense. If you watched yesterday's video about the valuation, about deep tech companies, then you know that current valuation, in my personal opinion, are undervalued. I said it many, many times. In my personal opinion, the stock should be around $100 if you consider that they shoot the first founder into space and so close to commercial operations and have clients for many, many years. But the stock market sees this different, so I'm very happy because I can buy for 1/4 of this price. You can see here that then we, went downwards 22% in just a matter of 2 days, which is great because this will give an undersold situation, and this kind of fast movements down is always, very much followed by rebounds. Though, as I said, I would love to see the stock a little bit lower even to buy more. Yes, there will be some comments. I know that here below this video that will say, oh, why are you saying this? I want the stock go up. Yes, it went up a couple of times, it went down a couple of times. So in the end of the day, if you think about it, if you would have invested at the IPO, or let me show it to you even, you see that with highs and lows, you still have a very nice gain of 160% since the IPO, since about 2 years. And, from that, it's like about 60% per year. Very, very great. And I think this kind of movement will continue because they are so small as a company. They have such a big plan. So it's just a matter of time, guys. Okay, but let's have a look into the chart if we see anything that is currently very, very important. This is actually very, very, very important, guys. Okay, so please stick till the end. I make it as non-boring as possible. So first of all, I talked about this trend that is upward since the IPO. Okay, since the IPO, you see here a huge trend that is going up. All right, first, there is through the sell-off since about the 20th of June, where we reached 55, almost $56 end of the day, we had the sell-off, but here you can see that we slowly going into a very oversold situation. Okay, RSI levels are somewhere here at 40, 42, 46 to be exact. The last time we rebounded, the RSI levels were maximum 38-ish, 36-ish. Okay, every time here also, you know, back in March 2020, you know, we had an RSI level of about 44, and every time then we bounce back. Okay, so there's this, plus there's this whole channel, and as you can see, we are just at the bottom of the channel. It doesn't mean that we cannot go further down. We did it here when with the test flight was delayed, but still, you know, a couple of times we just bounced off that and then went just higher. So this is very important to hold now about $27. As you can see here, pre-market, we are a little bit positive here. I guess, you know, we should have a bounce back in the overall market, so maybe space will go with that together. What is very, very bearish is actually that they crossed the 50 moving average. Okay, they did it here back in the 11th of April 2021, and the stock went further down. It happened also, let me see, usually this is a very bearish sign. Here you see it crossed but went back further up. Here crossed as well and went a couple of days further down. So you can see here that this is actually for every stock, not only for space, actually a bearish sign. However, it's really depending how long. If it's crossing 27, then I can see the stock testing the levels of the 200 moving average, which would be here at 22. So that's quite interesting. If we see those lows, we could have and then jump in, but the trend is overall long. The company is fantastic. They are just delivering day after day, quarter after quarter. So I'm super excited for the future of Virgin Galactic. I hope you too. Make sure to subscribe, guys. Make sure to like to 500 likes, and I see you obviously on Monday. Have the best weekend ever.